Hey, welcome to Bike Channel Weekly. I'm Suzy Taylor.
And I'm Luke Wilkins, and this is a show all about, funnily enough, these beasts, motorbikes.
Well, here we have our very cool, no-expense spared base, which P&H Motorcycles in Crawley have very kindly put on for us.
And the idea of this show is really simple. We're going to bring you all of the best bits, all of the fun stuff, and all the shenanigans we get up to on Bike Channel on a weekly basis.
So, coming up on this week's show,
I'll be chatting to the best and brightest British talent from the world of MotoGP as we take an open-top bus tour of London.
plus Gethin Jones. Yes, I know he may be Welsh, but he's still okay by me. Fulfills a childhood dream and takes his full bike test. We'll be there to accompany him, generally take the mick, find out what it entails, and of course see if he passes.
And I'm going to be heading down to Brooklands, the home of British motorsport, to try out the new British Supersport bike from Triumph, the 675R, and while we're there, we'll be checking out Concord. And if that wasn't enough, we've also got a Pirelli tyre competition giveaway later on in the show.
First up though, we went out to Spain with those crazy cats from Fast Bikes magazine to film their Sports Bike of the Year shootout.
Welcome to the 2011 Fast Bike Sports Bike of the Year.
We're at Park Motor in Spain, and this place looks frankly incredible.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's set in the quarry, 2 years old.
And yeah, and we've got 10 awesome bikes to ride. What have we got again?
Let's start with the big boys. We've got the Aprilia RSV4 factory. With all the World Supersport electronics on it.
Yeah.
KTM RC8R.
Always good. Traditional bike. No electronics, but supremely capable.
Another expensive European.
Yep.
Then another European, BMW S1000RR.
Monster.
The winner last year, so
Yep.
always a contender. Kawasaki's ZX10 gave it a good beating in the 1000cc group test, but fresh Bridgestone R10s and a Spanish track, we can see some different results. R1,
Well,
surprise inclusion, but
surprise, yes, but it's been doing well in World Superbikes, and the well, with this new awesome rubber, it could actually tip the balance to the R1.
next up the Fireblade.
Again, traditional, old one might say, but still absolutely brilliant.
Jinx 750.
The ultimate all-rounder,
Yeah.
right?
Again, gave a good performance in the group test.
Yep.
And, looking forward to Spain and sticky rubber. 848 Evo.
Yep, exactly. We decided to go with the smaller Ducati this time around, mostly because it's a good price for what it is, and it's got a good spec as well.
The GSX-R 600, all new bike pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah. Took it to the 675 in the Supersport test.
Yeah.
Didn't quite make it, but it was very close.
Yeah.
Triumph 675R. An upgraded model of the 675, the standard 675, but with O-lins, quick shifter, and amongst other little tweaks. So it's made it even more track biased, super stiff, but definitely it's going to love it round here with sticky rubber and the O-lins. Let's go riding.
So that's it. The end
Finished.
of 2 absolutely magnificent days.
10 amazing bikes, 1 amazing track. It's been
Special.
Yeah, and
Very,
these
very
Absolutely incredible.
and these new tyres that are literally new to us at this test.
Utterly ragged, and yet
You
still
know,
really capable.
these are race tyres. They've done over 100 laps on each bike easily,
Easy.
and they're still gripping. You know, so and they gave us a really good opportunity to really give these bikes an absolute pasting. You know,
and our toes.
Yeah, and our toes.
They've lived up to the rest of the test basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, what can we say about these bikes?
Well, there's obviously 7 rather great bikes, but then there's 3 pretty much standout
Yeah.
bikes, isn't there? Really?
Yeah.
Different class, really.
Different
Yeah.
class. Although the BMW was the quickest, and it's one of the most exciting bikes to ride.
Yeah.
It's still, it's not flawless, and there's 3 better bikes.
The next generation will be interesting, but yeah, that
Yeah.
was the fourth loser. But coming in third is
675R.
And to be fair, it was only just
Oh,
picked
yeah.
BMW,
Yeah.
didn't it?
but it comes in at under 10 grand.
Yeah.
The Olins on it is out of this world.
Stunning, isn't it?
And
Yeah.
around here, you can just take liberties that
Yeah.
you never thought were possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's stiff, but it's still forgiving. It's still supple. It's still handles
Yeah.
bumps.
Yeah.
And the engine, well, you never get tired of that engine.
No,
No.
we're quite high up here as well, so the 600s are suffering with power, but on that it just doesn't matter because all you need to do is up your corner speed a bit more to make up for the deficit, and it was banging in the same times as R1s
Blade,
and
R1.
Blades, and you know
Quicker than
it,
RC8R.
Yeah.
that thing is absolutely stunning, and I bet none of you thought that was going to be in the top 3 when you first saw the lineup, right?
And
Well,
it's-
you wouldn't
it-
with the BMW in the lineup, would
No.
you?
It's important to say that it's done that on its own merits. It hasn't relied on any electronics. That is as pure as it gets,
Yeah, true.
and Triumph have done just an amazing job.
Going for the superbike.
Yeah, bring it on.
Yeah, please hurry up, Triumph.
Second,
Talking of superbikes.
the Green Machine.
This is a strange bike though, so when you first get on it, you jump on it and go into the first turn, you think, how is this going to go around a corner? Because it feels like a chopper. The back's really low, the front's really high, but very soon you learn that the steering on this it's sublime. And not just that, I find that so easy to go fast on. You expend no effort whatsoever.
It's a lazy boy's toy, isn't it?
Oh, easily, and the electronics. I know we're a bit mixed on what we think about electronics, but it's so good, it's almost like it's not there a lot of the time.
Yeah, I think it's missing a quick shifter.
Yep.
Which, in the grand scheme of things, you would have thought Kawasaki could have chucked one on.
Yeah. Although I've got to say, one little niggle about Kawasaki, brakes
And ground clearance.
and ground clearance, yeah.
That's the reason it struggled against the lap time. The reason it was so, it was about a second off the BMW was the ground clearance. That was it. Otherwise,
Set of rear sets, you're away.
set of rear sets, a quick shifter.
But that does lead
and
us
some new
to.
brakes.
That does lead us to.
King of the Hill, 2011, Fast Bikes Sports Bike of the Year
Yeah.
Easy.
is the Aprilia RS-V4 APRC.
Honestly, it's really hard to not jump up and do handstands about this thing. You know, people talk in the pub and stuff about, oh, imagine a bike that could allow you to slide the rear end out without high siding you off. This is the thing to do it. It is absolutely insane.
But it's everything, isn't it? It's
Everything.
The V4, just to go to show you that you don't need 200 horsepower
No.
to go quickly. It's it's all immaterial dynamo.
It's the finesse of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But 160 horsepower and with the full system on, and
But it's been the favourite bike as well, though, isn't it?
yeah, it's
Oh.
Everybody's
done
favourite.
more laps than
Yeah.
anything else around here.
It's probably done 50% more laps than everything because it's just it's not stood still the whole time. And it seriously, if you've not ridden one of these and you're kind of like humming and hawing about what to get, go give one a go. They're bonkers.
It's big money, but
It is big money.
Yeah.
But it
you,
is.
you really do get what you pay for.
Yeah.
It is,
Sports Bike of the Year test, and it is the best of the best, and that is the best of the best, certainly.
That's it. You've heard it.
Yeah.
That was Sports Bike of the Year. Sayonara.
Ciao.
See ya.
Ciao, ciao.
Hasta luego.
Right then, yeah. Coming towards the end of day
day 2 at Park Motor, and sadly Bike Channel got to leave us.
Diddums, I say.
Because I think a few more laps before we go.
I think so. A bit more on board.
Yeah, a little bit more on board. Yeah. Okay, so see you Bike Channel. Enjoy the wait in customs and all the rest of it. Yeah, and your flight on Sleazy Jet as well, and all the.
We're going to get better on the boat.
Yeah, we'll be nice and relaxed on the boat while you're having a really quite shonky time with things. But never mind, and thanks for your time. Bye now.
See ya.
So, 10 of the fastest bikes in the world, a racetrack to yourself for the weekend. Luke, where were you?
Yeah, I really dropped the ball on that one. I decided, as you'll see later on in this show, to get my hair cut that weekend. I had long hair down to there for 4 years, thought it was a bit of a ceremonial thing to do, and double booked it with the Sports Bike of the Year Shootout.
What do you do it with, a hedge trimmer?
Yeah, something like that. I've got some angry cats to come and chew it off, but yeah, I gutted actually. It looked like I had so much fun, it's got to be said.
So the Aprilia, worthy winner, do you think?
That bike is insane. One of the fastest, best, most lethal track tools I've ever ridden. I absolutely love it. I'm 6'3", I'm not going to lie. It's based on a 400cc chassis size kind of frame, so I wouldn't be able to live with it on a daily basis, but then some of the best riders in the world can't. You're watching Leon Camier. But no, very much a worthy winner.
So what about the bike that came third, my favourite bike?
Ah, you see, I know you own one of these as well. I love the Triumph 675R, and do you know what? I thought it was time to spend a whole week on the machine and let you know what I think about it by taking it down to Brooklands Museum, the home of British motorsport. Welcome to Brooklands Museum. We have the iconic banking of the famous circuit, or the old circuit, just over there, and it is also home to what I consider to be the greatest piece of British engineering, forget the French, ever. Ladies and gentlemen, there's Concorde, for crying out loud. All rather apt as well, because we have in our hands the 2011 Triumph 675R, which is a pretty nifty piece of British engineering as well. The bike costs £9,799, which seems a lot for a 600 Super Sport, and it is £1,400 more than the standard 675, but you get a hell of a lot of bang for your buck. So let's start with the Brembo front disc monoblock brakes. Not only do you get that, you also get Öhlins suspension throughout. I mentioned the rather snazzy, unique paint job with the exposed red frame here, plus, my friends, you get a quick shifter, which will help all you budding track enthusiasts shave an extra few tenths of a second off your lap time. The engine is Triumph's inline triple-cylinder 675cc unit, which produces 126 brake horsepower, 115 at the back wheel, and 55 pound-foot of torque. But my goodness, it's not about the figures, it's about how it delivers that torque. It has almost a completely flat power band. It is unbelievable. That triple just lets it pull from about, well, tick over 1,000, 2,000 RPM, unlike most 600s that you have to get up to about 6,000 or 7,000 before you really start to get excited. It is pretty spectacular, it's got to be said. So what do all these new bits add up to? Well, it's got to be said, it has to be one of the best bikes I've ever ridden. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a big Triumph fan. You know I love my 600 Super Sports. Had a brilliant time on the ZX6R recently, the R6, and the new Gixxer 600, which is an incredible machine. But this is something else. To have a 600 that delivers so much power, so much torque, low down in the rev range, it means that you're not struggling to wind it up. You're not having to wring the neck of the bike from the word go to get the most out of it. If you wanted a bike just to literally race on track, this is probably one of the best track tools I've ever ridden. I sound like I'm waxing lyrical about this. Well, do you know what? I kind of am. I'm excited because Concorde's behind me, but I'm more excited about getting on this and riding it home because it is that special. Yes, it's a lot of money. £9,799 for a 600, when 600 usually cost you £6–7 grand, seems a bit. But if you think the standard bike, most 600s coming around £8,500, you're paying an extra 1,400 quid for all these goodies. You also get a really nice LCD and LED display. It, if you ask me, is a spectacular machine, and as much as I hate to say this, having plumped for the ZX6R in our recent kind of 600 shootout, and it's always been my favourite 600, I've got a new favourite Supersport bike. It's this one, and I blooming well love it, and it seems fitting that we have it in white to stand in front of Concorde, because trust me, these are two great pieces of British engineering.
So So what did you think of my bike?
Oh, I'm so jealous of you getting to ride that bike on a daily basis. Honestly, one of the best track tools, one of the best road bikes, just one of the best machines I've ever ridden. And the noise of that triple, it does something to me deep down that I can't really mention on a family show.
Can I just say that we're not sponsored by Triumph? I know it probably sounds like we
Oh
are.
man, honestly, they are just making some amazing bikes out of the Hinkley factory at the moment. And in fact, we'll be reviewing Thunderbird Storm and the Tiger 800XC in the next few weeks. And I think you'll see what I mean.
Right then. Gethin Jones. Now you may know him as a charming, smooth-talking,
Welsh,
devilishly handsome BBC TV presenter. But what you may not know is that he's always wanted to get on two wheels. So we filmed him taking his test as part of the Get On campaign.
let's see how the Welsh guy did.
Hi, I'm Gethin Jones. Now, one of the things I've always wanted to do is get my motorcycle licence, and since living in London, I found it a fantastic way of getting from A to B. So here I am today at the Metropolis Centre for my Mod 1 test. Terry, our instructor, has given us a brief on this bike. I've never ridden a bike this size before, and now we're off to the yard around the corner to practice for Mod 1. Right, here we go. 2,000 revs. Let's see how I get on. Obstacle course, slalom, figure of 8, U-turn, practiced.
Are you ready for some lunch now? We go get some snack?
Always ready for a lunch.
Yeah? Okay.
Just finished the morning session, been practicing some exercises. We've got a few more to do this afternoon. Gonna grab a bite to eat and then get back to it. Next up, emergency stops. I'm used to swerving questions, now I'm swerving the motorbike. Second gear. Don't hit cone, you're going to look stupid. Look out, keep driving through. Stop between the 4 cones. How's that, bud?
That's a puppy.
That's the puppy. I've just completed the Mod 1 training for today. The next step is the test tomorrow. Unfortunately, we can't take the cameras with us, so you won't be able to know how I got on, but I'll let you know if I've passed or failed next time I see you. Morning, I'm back at my second home, it seems to be anyway. It's the Metropolis Training Centre. I'm here to do a bit of training with Terry, my instructor, before heading up north for my test, my Module 2 test a bit later on. Let's get cracking.
Okay, Gethin, these are some of the test questions you're going to be asked when you get down to the test centre.
Do you know the exact ones?
I know some of them. Okay, if we start off at the beginning, the tyres, what's the legal requirement of the tyres?
1 millimetre, within at least 1 millimetre over 75% of the circumference.
Okay, what else should we check?
Tyre pressure, no nails, no screws.
Bang on.
So I read that book you gave me.
Yeah, well done. Okay, we have another switch here, which is?
The engine brake off.
Yeah, emergency cutout switch. And
it's
if
like when you're on the treadmill and you're running too fast and you can't. Yeah.
And can only be done with the engine running.
Just had a really good ride up here to the test centre. Terry's been going over a few last minute things we need to know on the radio comms on the bike. I feel prepared, I feel confident. And this is it. This is module 2. This is the last test. If I get this, then I'll really find out if life is better on 2 wheels. I'm back here at Metropolis. I've passed my Mod 2, which means I have my motorcycle license. Very, very excited about it. The journey started in Lesotho out in South Africa, and it carries on from here on in. It's been absolutely brilliant. A big thank you to everyone at Metropolis for the training, and of course to everyone on Get On for getting me involved in the first place. It all started with a free ride right here. You can do exactly the same. All you need to do is register online, and I promise you, you'll be hooked. But for me, for now, this is the hardest part of the whole process, and that's choosing a bike. Job done, decision made. Matches my eyes.
Go get them.
Well done, not bad for a Welsh bloke. Now, congratulations, mate. Top news and someone else showing the joy and thrill of excitement of being on 2 wheels.
And do you know what? He is hot and a very good presenter, but I wouldn't change you, Luke, for the world.
That's very sweet of you, Suzy. Suck up. Anyway, right, let's move on, because we got to spend a day with some of the best British riding talent out there from the world of MotoGP. I'm talking Danny Webb, Danny Kent, Scott Redding and Bradley Smith. Now, you'll agree with me on this, they might come across as very serious when you see them on camera.
Definitely.
On race weekends, because you kind of have to be when you're doing 150 mile an hour with your knee and elbow scraping on the ground. But we got to have a little bit of fun with them. We took it on an open-top bus tour of central London, and we had rather a special tour guide. Let's check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think our next thing is Fleet Street, where we'll be driving along to Ludgate Hill, and then I will point out St Paul's Cathedral to your left-hand side. St Paul's is to your left-hand side. It's now 1:45. Wednesday afternoon before Silverstone Grand Prix. Welcome, Danny.
Hey, Sally!
So, obviously, love you too, darling. Right, so obviously we heard Harry's side of the story, what happened to him while in Barcelona.
Oh yeah. No, I just went in and someone cut my nose off, I hit him, and then I was on the old decky, I was sliding along, and I woke up and found Harry laying there behind me.
Okay, so not a great race.
You know, just roll on Silverstone, give it some more beans.
Right then, so also enjoying this open-top sightseeing tour bus we have in London. Danny Webb, fella, what an amazing day we're having.
Bit windy, isn't it?
A little bit windy. It's messing with my hair. Yours is all right, brother. Do you know what I mean? Is it kind of nice, to be fair, to get away from all the pressure of racing and come on a day like today?
Yeah, it is, you know. I mean, got away from the pressure of racing after Barcelona, you know, after what happened. I was a bit frustrated, but you know, we come home, and me and my teammate come home with me, so we've been down, we've been training and just having a laugh, you know, so it's been mega. But now roll on Silverstone, you know, it's just really another race, but yeah, I'm going to give it 120% here. That's
brilliant, actually. You beat Scott, who said he's going to give it 110%, so I like that. Well, as I say, Silverstone around the corner. Any kind of targets in mind, or is it more just a case of go there, race as fast as you can and kick ass?
Yeah, race fast. I mean, points would be good, you know, points was on the board for Catalonia, but unfortunately we crashed on the first lap. But, you know, we've been making progress and we're getting there, so hopefully we can do it. But like I said, we're just going to go there and try as hard as we can.
Brilliant. Listen, top weekend at Silverstone, buddy. Enjoy the rest of Bradley's tour.
Cheers, mate.
Right then, so we find at the back of the bus, it's all the naughty boys really, isn't it? Scott, this is a little bit different from what you normally do, isn't it, fella?
Yeah, it's the way the meatball rolls at the back of the bus, that's us, you know. Like the naughty kids at school and all that. You know, you get away with all the stuff because the teachers are at the front, so that's the way we do it.
But fella, obviously Silverstone coming up, man, big expectations this year?
Yeah, you know, I'm pretty ready for it now. I got some points in Barcelona, and I really like Silverstone, and just being in England racing, it feels great. So, you know, I think we can do a good job there, and you know, we just have to see how the weather is, because it's meant to be rain then sun. But you know, whatever it is, we're still going to give 110% and do the best that we can do.
Right, and listen, I mean, obviously, all the boys you're here today with, you know, there's a great bit of banter. There is that kind of like rivalry between you, because you are the Brit pack. You know, you're all young British coming through. I take it in real life you all hate each other, really.
I feel a bit like a wolf pack with all the boys, really. We're all like eager, ready to go, and like when we normally go racing, we're just like, yeah, you know, I want to get there, but like it just feels like there's something there, and we're all raring to go. You know, it gives a good bit of atmosphere. So, but out on track and that, you know, you've got no friends, you know. But in the paddock and that, we're all good mates and stuff, really. And when we're out testing like Moto2 and 125s, like I was out in Portugal and overtake Danny and doing some goon riding and trying to run him off the track and that, you know. So it's a good laugh in the racing with the boys.
Listen, fella, great chatting to you. Have a brilliant time at Silverstone at the weekend. Hope it stays dry, and good luck, fella.
Cheers, thanks.
Right, coming up is Trafalgar Square, obviously a very famous, iconic area of London. See, look, MotoGP fans everywhere, even in Trafalgar Square.
Right then, so here next to me is Bradley Smith. Now Bradley, first up, the rumours are abound today that you're thinking of leaving your current career to take up the glamorous, exciting and rather dangerous playboy lifestyle of a tour bus guide here in London.
Yeah, absolutely. At the moment I'm struggling to learn all the different languages, you know, especially Japanese, but we're getting there slowly, and you know, today was my introduction day, and I get my report at the end, and we'll wait and see how that all pans out.
On probation, a lot of pressure, obviously, people watching you as well. I think you've done really, really well, and actually I'm really happy. You interviewed all the riders, so I didn't have to. So, you know, I didn't have to get that age complex, because they're really young, aren't they?
Yeah, I actually feel the veteran. You know, at 20 years old, I feel the veteran. So, you know, but obviously it's good fun to do things like this, you know, away from the paddock and away from the pressure and things. It's nice to just hang out and, you know, to show a little bit of your wannabe funny side, because I'm definitely no comedian.
And Silverstone this weekend, fella, having made a step up to Moto2 this year, bike obviously a little bit bigger, more powerful. A, have you been finding it, and B, you know, what are your expectations for the weekend?
Well, obviously going 3 weeks ago, I would have thought, right, going to Silverstone, you know, looking for like a top 8 finish, if I can maybe scrape a top 6, but you know, after last weekend's performance and the 2-day testing that I got in Aragon, I think there's every chance that we can put in a good performance here. And you know, we know from me riding here a couple of days already this year what the track's like, and the bike seems to be working quite well, you know, especially in the fast stuff.
Bradley, thanks so much, man. Have a great weekend at Silverstone, bro. Now get back to your day job, come on.
Thanks. I'm afraid to say we're wrapping up for today. I hope you all enjoyed your trip around London, and I wish you all the very best for the Silverstone British Grand Prix weekend, and we look forward to seeing you at the racetrack, and maybe, if not at the racetrack, again next year in 2012. Thank you much, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your day.
So the whistle stop open tour bus trip of London all done, and as you can see, all the lads are disembarking behind me. A lot of fun had today, obviously looking forward to the MotoGP at Silverstone at the weekend. All the boys in great form, but just one message for Bradley Smith, fella. I know the lucrative world of tour guide bus operative is calling to you. Just don't give it the day job just yet.
Blimey, Bradley Smith makes a great tour operator.
I know, but as much as I tried to persuade him, I doubt he's going to be giving up the world of MotoGP and riding very fast motorbikes just yet for the rock and roll showbiz lifestyle as a tour guide bus operator.
Luke, competition time.
Right then, here at Bike Channel, we've managed to blag 5 sets of tyres from Pirelli for any bike that you may own, and you can win them by answering this simple question.
Who was the 2010 World Superbike champion?
Send your answers in to comp@bikechannel.com and we'll pick 5 of the correct answers at random, and you'll get yourself a set of tyres.
And also, along with your answer, don't forget to tell us what bike you've got and what type of tyres you need.
Right then, that's pretty much all we got time for this week. And do you know what, Susie? I've had a booming awesome time.
I've had a lovely time.
It's been great. It's not often I get to sit
Amazing.
next to a girl on a sofa for half an hour and she doesn't call the police.
I am just about to run.
Yeah, fair
Leg
play.
it.
It's the smell, isn't it? Anyway, let's take a look at what's coming up on next week's show. I get to play out on one of the most fancy, elaborate and sexy motorbikes money can buy, the £16,000 Harley Davidson Fat Boy Special.
And on the other end of the scale, next week I'll be taking delivery of my brand new ultimate and cheap city riding Tommy 125.
The fast bike guys head down to Brands Hatch where they'll be pitting a Nissan Skyline GTR up against the BMW S1000RR. It is the best of the car and the best of the bike world finally coming together in a test without any cheating this time.
Plus, we check out the latest bike gear at the UK launch of this year's Dionysi Leathers range.
And if that wasn't enough, we'll be hanging out with Nate Adams and Chris Birch, two legends from the world of extreme freestyling. We'll get them to explain a little bit more about the sport, why it's so hot right now, and we'll give it a go ourselves.